Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Subhanallah, this happiness, mashallah, Ashura Mtale and
Zaitun Kacha.
on the loop. We are back.
Yeah, the only ones on the planet Earth.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
the only ones.
mashallah,
You
mashallah.
Google, you won't find a Zaitun Kachama or Ashura Mutale anywhere. Yeah,
And
the only one.
I'm telling you, and I usually tell them there will never be another Zaitun Kachama.
Yeah.
All the rest will be photocopies, copycats.
Not even a photocopy. They will be their own. Nobody's a photocopy of the other. You, that only unique you.
Mashallah.
Yes, that is why I love Allah.
Alhamdulillah. So we are embracing that.
Then you've moved on the street and then you find a zaitun, and then in some stupid place there's a zaitun, and then in stupid relationship. No. It is only one and only one.
Zai, mashallah. Bana etuchitwala. There is only one Ashura Mutale.
Enjoy. Either way, enjoy you. Enjoy your being here. Enjoy your being the only one. Now this is a message going to those who are 2 on 1 person or 4 on 1 person. Just enjoy.
Yes.
When you are you,
I'm telling
you when he's there.
Stop painting pictures. He's doing this. What are they doing?
Now you're in photocopies instead of enjoying the unique you,
because
original you.
I usually tell my beloved sisters, take yourself to be the queen. Regardless of how many queens he has, you are his main queen. That's you. It's within you. So we are talking about virginity in our today's topic, the loop. Is it still, especially in this .com era?
That .com. You know, Ash, there are questions I usually send back to my people. So you're telling me your .com. What is .com? Some people are using that word and they don't even know what it is.
I'm telling you.
But eras will come, generations will come. But I still usually tell people that you are your generation, not the other people. You are your generation. So virginity is a pure, beautiful thing. It will never age.
It will never fade away.
You know wine? Those who make wine and those who take wine, because I studied wine in geography.
Okay.
The older the wine, the better the wine.
Okay.
Yes. So virginity will always be virginity. We don't want to struggle with people's opinions and all that, but
because some people
the purity of being.
Some people of late are trying to make it look like someone is primitive, someone is not informed, someone is backward. They tend to categorize it in so many whatever, trying to degrade it.
The truth is, we need to first of all understand what virginity is. Virginity simply means something that has not been touched.
Raw.
Something that is raw, something that is fresh, something that is original, something that has not been tampered with. Okay, it is still in its
original.
It is still unpolluted. It is still
untouched,
untapped, undisturbed. It is still in its natural way. The way you came onto this earth is the way you still are, and that is virginity.
Okay.
But there's still even some good news for those who have
secondary virginity.
Yeah, for those who regret that I lost it to a stupid person, I lost it to this stupid guy, or
I didn't intend to lose it.
I didn't know I was duped. I went to visit this stupid boy and then he cornered me, or someone
even raped.
Yes, I was coming.
Someone just snatched it away from me.
Someone just snatched it for you. Someone lied to you. You went for something. You were walking and then you were cornered and
someone
you were not willing. That you didn't give it to someone that you thought really deserved it. And then there are people who gave it to someone who was a bit good, but again along the way they are like,
I shouldn't have. Many of them, most people are like regretting.
Most people,
because it's about to be true. It's so rare to get someone married, to get someone who got married to the person that broke their virginity.
Apart from me.
Oh my God.
I usually tell people when we visit the younger ones, the school going, I usually tell them that I got married to a virgin.
Oh,
And they're like,
that's so
how did you know
cute.
that he was a virgin? And I'm like, he was. I don't have to question. This is someone that I trusted right away. So he
Wow.
was a virgin and I was. And look at us here. We still look virgins.
Hey!
You know, it's like, so
It's that beauty about
yes,
virginity.
yes, the fact that you were the first to start something.
Noweesumululira ekirabo kyo.
Exactly. The problem
Subhanallah.
today, we are used to second-hand things. Even in the daily, you know, the utensils, the appliances that we are using in our houses, the cars we are driving.
Some people are even buying underwears that are second hand. Yes,
so
serious.
we have been tuned, especially in these communities that we are in, that second-hand, third, fourth-hand things are normal, are okay.
Yeah.
But we want to, one of the reasons why we are here this evening
Addressing virginity
is to bring back the purity, the fact that being chaste is good, the fact that our religion Islam prioritizes it, you know, it upgrades, it puts it on a high pedestal.
and actually it's
pure.
Actually it's what that should be done. It's only that of late people are putting things vice versa. They tend to put them upside down.
The good thing is our people, the people who are in our class this evening, will share. They will share what their opinions
beauty
are. And those who are genuine will be telling us why some people wish they could get it back. So
but just like we said, the good news, the secondary.
And the secondary is now a psychological upgrade because it is, you need to be helped to appreciate that you can go back to the thinking.
That's never too late.
The psychology of saying that, you know what, I'm done with being used, I'm done with using people, I'm done with fornication, I'm done with sleeping with
should
whoever.
either be nikah or nikah, period.
Oh, exactly. So you are like, you know what, I'm done with users. The next person who is taking me, I assume that he is the
halal way.
The halal one is my number one. The man who wants to marry me is my, my prince, first prince charming. So it's like you kind of take on the mindset of being a virgin. And
that's so good. Yeah, it's really good.
Because
Yeah,
it takes maturity. It requires you to appreciate
patience.
that you can become a better person.
You get soft on your mistakes.
Exactly.
Because as people as we are imperfect. Yes.
And it's evidence that someone can change from good to better and even better to best. We want to imagine that someone who lost their virginity in a way that they didn't wish to could be an advocate for virginity. Having realized that the beauty, the beautiful things of the virginity has are still there regardless of
the society and how much people are trying to disorganize other people, giving them those mindsets that virginity is old-fashioned, it's being primitive, it's being backward, and all the sort.
But you know what is beautiful, or what is funny? When I'm a virgin, it is old-fashioned. But even sexual intercourse that someone is rushing to have is still old-fashioned. You know,
I'm telling you,
sex is as old as virginity. Where virginity and where virginity lies, it's where sexual intercourse is. So why one chooses to go very fast into sexual intercourse without even thinking, without even looking at the repercussions and the way they have chosen to lose their virginity and rush into this other
another old.
So it's just I think it's
a mindset.
Of thought. It's a mindset.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
We just want to maybe hold it.
And to be true, it's almost eating up the young generation. That girls are literally and deliberately giving in themselves to men. You understand? Why? Because they've been fed with that. That a lie. It's actually a lie. I won't even call it a fact. Is that is shaitan at work
on our heads? Because recently I was in an institution. I was invited to share with some university students, and I was still sharing about the values and the personal growth, the fact that you can be able to choose to be with a value no matter who is around you, because some people have chosen to want to fit in every community, but you can be a virgin around 10 used girls.
And you can
10 used boys.
Zah, you know what? something, and you can blend in such a way, because if you act like you don't know what they're talking about, they will sweet talk you into their acts. Me, I just remember that. I remember when those days when I used to be a virgin. S6 as my high school.
You lost your virginity.
Right.
Yeah, still a virgin,
Oh my dear.
Mother of 10.
You're still.
Yes, still a virgin.
But
No, the purity is important. You know.
I know.
Yes, really.
So when I was in the high school, actually, because I believe in my circle. Nenga virginity yange najitwala up to as in malako high school. Wallahi na malako high school I still have my thing. At least give me some credit.
May Allah reward.
I mean,
may Allah.
Now you know how I survived. I was that kind of person, and I was so into the music thing. I was stubborn. I was naughty. Nenga the man. I'm so glad. I'm so thankful to Allah. I wasn't into that, but we could get in a circle. And girls could tell their stories, the men, this and that. And I don't know how I could fit in. And now with me, they could say, like, Ashura, she's not into the Scoobies. So she has those men outside. And I would say, like, I had to fit with them. I had to fit in, or else they would push you out. They would.
Now, when I look back at where we are coming from, I think in the school community, we had to choose the clique. You remember the clique? So everybody had their clique. So now the people who were anti-virginity, the ones who had chosen to be the boyfriend,
coupling.
Yes, we had that group of people who were into into boys, letters coming in, fights here and there. But I remember I was blessed. I think I was protected by Allah. I don't remember myself being in that kind of group, because my group, the group that I remember I was in, I was I think I was in the fantasy bit of it, because I had a group of novel readers.
Okay.
So most of the time for us we were discussing
by the way, novels.
But of course remember in the novels there were those expressions and written things. So you probably were having your sexual life. Fantasies and the virginity and all that, because you knew how virginity was lost, but in a book form, in a story form. But I don't remember tolerating or being in a conversation of that sort, whereby now I lost it like that, and
now I think you were in those Islamic groups, humble ones. My schools were the Muslim schools.
It's not about the school, because Ashura, you know that the schools that I was in, and even in that school that you were in, there were the other clique of people who probably were not discussing that kind of what, and which is okay. And we just want to bring it forth today that it is important to choose the school of thought you want to have, the mindset that you want to have. If you want to choose the group that believes that being a virgin is out of fashion, being a virgin is it is a sign of lack of exposure. As I was sharing that I was talking to the university people, and I asked that who is a virgin, and Ashura, out of the 30 people, no one had the confidence. I don't even know if it calls for confidence, because you're a virgin and you are. You are. And what makes it?
Why? Because of let people see it as something to be embarrassed of, something to be ashamed of.
But you are part of the people. People should not, drive you into thinking or doing as people do. Because look at us today here. A big population of the women folk are probably not dressed like the way we are.
That's
dressed. And you have chosen to go in the other class. And it is even okay to be in the other class.
Now, where those schools that I studied from, I think it was... Actually, for starters, no one would even be, if I ever said I was a virgin, no one would even ever believe me. The way I was one of those stubborn. You understand? But I was stubborn in the music. I was so talkative. I was this and that, but not with the men. But that was my own treasure. That was my own secret within me. So when they bring those people, I could also contribute. You understand? And you could think like, okay, because no one would ever believe. In fact, they could say, Ashura is not into Scoobies. Why? Because I would blend in. You get the point? To such a point that those groups, you know, those leading groups that they could look at other people as being, you know, they overlook, they look at you as being backward. They look at you as being, you're not vibing, you're not.
The truth is, the communities that we are in have a number of clusters of people believing in different things. Okay, that is true. Even in the school setting, no matter how naughty your school was, the truth is the virgins were there. And you know what is so funny? Virgins are more than the ones that are not virgins. The people who have not engaged in sexual intercourse are more than the ones that are sexually active. Today I was
But you can't identify them because they are literally being made to believe that virginity is primitivity and backwardness.
What is there to identify? Because whether I'm a virgin or not, it's not written on my forehead. What we are trying to help the virgins out there, or the people who are pro-virginity, the mothers out there, the teachers, and everybody who thinks that virginity still counts. It is not something that we have to fight for, but we need to appreciate the beauty of life in virginity because it is age-old. It will never go bad.
And the other thing is, when you get your Mr. right, when you get that Prince Charming, because everyone has their noble king somewhere there, someone meant for you, he will value your virginity. He will see you as a treasure. He will treat you for the queen that, because you're a queen, man.
but that is true.
But I am also a queen. Yes, I'm a queen in my own palace.
I want to let the girls out there appreciate that virginity is not for only them. I want the gentlemen who are following us that virginity is a beautiful thing for all of us, because when Allah, our Creator, told us to keep it until when we are married, He didn't tell the girls only. So it means the reward for keeping your virginity until when you're married
talk about
is
that
for all of us, the man and the woman.
When people talk about virginity, it's only for the girls. And how about the boys?
Everybody gets the reward for keeping themselves pure. And you mentioning that my husband or the man that I keep myself for will appreciate, it's not a guarantee. There are places that you're going to find where the man does not appreciate virginity, but somehow he falls in love with the girl who is a virgin. But that is not so important to the person who has kept themselves. For you, you have kept yourself.
It's your dignity.
You are going to have your dignity, you're going to have your sanity, and forever you are going to thank yourself for being able to jump that rope, because it is a hard rope to jump. The fact that you were able to keep in this restriction of your Creator, to stay in the fences of Islam,
for none other than
you know that you're going
Allah.
to reap the reward. So regardless of whether your husband appreciates or not, it should not be so important.
That's
but
your
of course,
credit.
if he also takes it as very beautiful, then that makes it even more enjoyable. But otherwise, us being virgins is first of all a sign of us being good people and God-fearing people.
Yeah, God-fearing people.
Yes.
Because it takes one to be fearing Allah and to be valuing themselves, to keep themselves, to reserve their body. Because
to the extent that even though you're raped, for example, we mentioned that virginity could be lost
in rape.
You will quickly bring yourself together because you are not part of the game. So I've lost it, but I was not part of the plot. I
didn't deliberately give in.
So that is the first culprit for secondary virginity. You were raped. We can be able to help you, deal with the physical challenges and all that, but we want to help you bring back the
mentally,
of you as still as fresh as the other person, because you didn't psychologically
deliberately give in.
You didn't give in the emotions and the attachment, the biological attachment.
You were just snatched.
You were snatched, you were forced, and we go on and we continue with
You're
life.
doing okay, yeah.
Yes.
This is just life. It is what it is. Then it's just about you coming in agreement and in acceptance. The more you deny, the more you live in denial, the more it's going to affect you.
It's going to be a hard thing, and it might even make you make more mistakes. So we want to come to, how does our religion you know, what does Islam, how does it rate virginity? What are those areas in our deen that show that virginity is very important and it is beautiful and it is something that we need to help the younger girls,
and it's still
preserve,
valuable,
and it is forever. It will forever be. If you've lost your virginity in a way that you know, thinking that is something that is not, you know, valuable, you still are going to maybe, you know,
make up with yourself.
You are going to reap the benefits from that side. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he was sending his prophet Isa alayhi salam, he chose a virgin girl.
Maryam.
Okay, because
anha.
Yes. If he wanted any woman, he probably would have chosen from the other women. But he went and chose our mother Maryam, who was a virgin, untouched. So it means that our Creator, you know, probably also, you know, not even probably, he sets the virgin woman apart from the woman who is not a virgin. Apart
from the rest, that means she was outstanding.
Herself, she was pure, therefore she could be used for a divine errand. And we want to also borrow the hadith where the Prophet told us that the parent who keeps their
girl child till marriage, virgin till marriage,
when she's pure, he has been given Jannah, a plot in Jannah. And when I'm talking to the young girls in schools or the younger people, we usually want to encourage them to appreciate that one of the ways they could help their parents
to get Jannah is to keep themselves
in a free and easy way. Is for you to say
that's
that
a free ticket.
And I think it's one, people usually are like, how can I pay my parents for what they've done for me?
Keep
you know, they've
yourself.
done so much and I don't even know how to repay them. This is one way.
Free tickets to Jannah, to your parents.
Not left anything, untouched, because this is one ticket a girl can give
clean slate.
Clean slate. You know that you have kept your girl, and you know it's not even the parents that keep you. You appreciate that.
Because it's not
but
the
it
parents.
is them maybe a little guidance here and there that my girl. But again, at the end of the day, it is you who is keeping yourself. So you are helping your parents for all that they've done for you to be able to go into this beautiful place that we are all working for, simply because you have chosen to keep your legs crossed until when you get your husband.
And why do you think it qualifies for Jannah? Because it's that hard.
Is it hard?
Yeah, it is. Anything that Allah, things like talking of people mending up or making up or being in good relationships with their family members. Do you think that's easy? Family members?
There's a part that I think that is hard. It's mostly for the parent because the parent cannot be with their daughter for like throughout. Remember, today we are in boarding schools. You move away and go to university. You've left your parents in another district and your university is in another district. So somehow it is a little too hard on the parent side to be able to ensure that their child is virgin and she's not messing herself. But for the girl, I don't know, it wasn't hard for me to be
just like you said that Allah helped you somehow, somewhere.
But you could rep me. But it was a school of thought that I subscribed to. Even when I was a little person. I remember when I was I think it was senior one, a piece of vacation, senior one, around the very little when I just gotten, you know, the breasts are just coming. There was a campaign that was going on, and so there was a group of people who were, you know, in a rally, and they moved past our house. I wanted to join that group, and maybe run around with them for up to somewhere there, and then I come back. So when I got into the group like this, a cheap boy or a cheap man, I don't remember recall very well.
I tell you've reminded
touched
me.
My breasts.
Even me.
Men.
Yeah. Now you just reminded me of a scenario.
Private things,
You've reminded me of a scenario. Those days, the breasts are coming out. There is a way I could get angry when someone overlooks at me. I'm of course a man or a boy. You know the boys are always there. Then I remember one time we were in a lorry also. Then intentionally someone,
I just turned around and walked back home. I felt so bad.
I got so angry. I got so upset. Nenyimirira, I geared him. I looked at him.
So you'll appreciate,
I was like,
Ashura, you'll appreciate that now you are wired for preservation, you are wired for privacy, you are wired for not being touched without permission, you are wired for virginity, maybe up to a certain point in your life. But then you will appreciate that girl who will want to even be touched more. You understand that? So it is a thought that we want to help the people out there, that it is a choice of sorts.
By the way, it's a choice.
It is a choice of sorts.
It's a choice because in the clique I used to be in, by the way, it's a choice.
Yes, it is.
It's a mindset. Like you choose to stay that way.
Because you want to tell me there were boys were not conning you.
Oh my God. Some boys could even, and I could know about it later on, some boys could bekubaganya empawo ne bateekawo ekintu tuwomutwala nange ntaddeko kino nange namugezaako nange ntaddeko kino.
It's like they bet.
That was a bet. They could bet. And later on, after you turned him, someone could stick on you. Come over, yeah, what is it? Ashura, of course I was Mabel by then, not Ashura. You know my story. This. Now later on, after you turned him down, someone will come. We had bet on him. We had put a bet. That's why he insisted. You're right. It's a mindset.
So it's a mindset. It is a choice. It is some sort of course, if the guidance comes right from our Creator, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. But we appreciate that there is that thought. There is that school that believes that virginity is not important. But the reason we are here is to bring out the beauty that comes with being pure, being untouched, being unpolluted, being, unopened, especially with opened by losers, opened by amateurs, opened by fellas that are betting on you,
cowards,
opened by
hungry hyenas,
hungry people who are not God fearing and all that. It's really very bad. Virginity is a gift
from Allah
that we give to our husbands. It is a sign that you are trustworthy. It is a sign that you
value yourself.
That you are somebody that can be spent a life with. All right. And I usually tell my friends out there that one of the things that is disturbing relationships today, especially marital relationships, most people are unable to trust each other because because either they slept with that person that they married, or
he will lose trust in you.
Or they had affairs before marriage.
Then they found themselves
when they are second scrap, like
second hand.
So one of the things that I don't have trouble with in my home
is trust.
My husband will never ask me, where have you been, who have you been with. He doesn't have those kinds of questions. Because wherever I am, he knows that I am in a
and you're doing something. I mean, you're in the right.
Exactly, because I was assisted and I was blessed by Allah to present myself untouched. So he's like, if she was able to keep herself when she was a little younger and more beautiful and and a little maybe when we are crazy and all that, if she was able to go through those stages.
Now I was in the secondary. Now you're talking of the raw virginity. I was in the secondary, and I'm thankful to Allah that I have His trust in whichever way. You understand? I have that trust. I also don't have those questions, where have you been? But as a woman, submissive as I am to my husband, of course I have to inform him where I'll be and where I am. Maybe what time I'll come, why I have delayed. Maybe I've been,
It helps the situation. It helps, strengthen the trust, and it helps,
And anytime he calls, there's nothing like, pick him up, no matter how busy you are. Let him know you're into something, but you'll get back to him.
So why virginity? And maybe I want to share the things that I truly believe I have benefited
through the virginity.
The fact that I chose to be a virgin, because I wasn't very ugly. I remember I just started being ugly these days.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful, baby girl. Mashallah, yes.
But people will want to say that maybe we were not attractive, but I remember I started
Yeah, as you finish, just finish. I'll also
I
add
started
on.
getting disturbances from boys. I think in P1. P1.
That was
P1.
yeah.
P1.
Okay. You can remember something for P1.
Yes.
Hey.
Because I think if it was, though sometimes the details don't really
Really
the
matter
story.
actually. Yeah,
They
you
don't
can't
really
know
make-
everything.
But the disturbances, the sexual
Can't remember
disturbances
everything.
started when we were very young, and you kind of were able to skip through those. We had, entanglements from relatives whereby your cousin wants to have a way with you.
When you're so young,
Yes.
now when you grow up is when you can recall on a situation.
Exactly.
You're just like,
And you remember, the sexual encounters really print themselves on
yeah, that's true.
on our
You'll
brain.
never forget
So,
them.
but somehow you were able to fight through. I can't count the fights that I had in primary school of boys who wanted to have their way with. But we had girls people used to say that one was with P6, around P6, P7, and the words the rumors used to that one we saw behind the tank.
Okay.
You appreciate?
Yeah.
The same boy that you fought, you punched, and you kicked had he
Way out.
succeeded
He
with
succeeded
another girl.
with someone. Okay.
But today, the confidence that we have, some of us, the confidence that we have today is the fact that you have been pure. And you've not unveiled yourself. You were unveiled. Like you don't open your gift like your gift was open. You were unwrapped. That confidence, we have it. The other thing is we didn't, when you lose your virginity, especially in the wrong way, you are going to be tampered with, because when you start, most of the time when you start,
you don't stop.
You don't stop. So that is why today we have the people who are not subscribing to virginity are people who have been disturbed by so many relationships because they started maybe when they were little. Now the time when you're telling us that they touched your breast and you ran away, that we have someone whose breast was touched and she
embraced it.
Yes, she gave a go-ahead smile and she stayed in the gang, and somehow she was able to
Of course.
So at senior 2, someone started a sexual activity. Senior 2. So along the way to the time when she gets married, she's all polluted and full of so many
whatever those ones,
stupid and ugly memories. All right, but you have one memory. And you don't have comparisons to fight with. You don't want to disturb yourself,
Now, Zai,
yes.
when you talked of the ugly things that were not ugly, that's why, some people will say that maybe you were not attractive, maybe. I had something to say. Now, another thing I think, I grew up, no one ever told me that, Ashura, you're beautiful.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, no one ever told me that. So I was always so outspoken, but I never heard anyone tell me. So when a man or a boy ever approached me, now me, the funny bit of it, no matter how much I knew myself as not being that beautiful, I was ever vibed on by the most handsome dudes in like 4 schools. The most. In fact, I got so many problems with girls. Because there were girls that were so beautiful. Of course, you could also look at,
and they were fighting for those boys.
of course,
that were
and they were
fighting for
seducing
you.
them. Yes, and in my small brains, I believe, and these guys could insist. You understand? Now me, the Ashura me, I was tiny. I was just like, no way. He's just lying me. There's no way he can live so and so, and insist on me. You understand?
Sometimes time is just not enough. I just remember in P6. There was this guy. He was handsome. Parents need to know that even at that tender age,
You can tell.
you can appreciate a handsome boy. You can appreciate a smart boy and all that. So there was this guy who was all over the streets. He was the in boy. He used to dress in a P6, and he's vibing the whole school. You get it? And mentioning that I wasn't wired that way, so I was. You would wonder what the fuss was about. So he and what is funny, when you don't show response,
oh my God, I've seen that, and that's what I usually tell the girls or the women. We the women, we should never be the chasers. We have to be chased. The more you don't show any attraction or being attracted to someone, the more you attract them.
Exactly.
That's the nature of men.
Exactly. I remember that boy. I don't even know where he disappeared. I hope I don't know if he's still there or he died. I don't know. But the fight that I put on after classes during the day, I think we nearly broke ourselves on the desks because I was so. I don't know, what did he do? I don't even remember what he did. But the violence that came out of me when this person wants to disturb my we call it the tight bubble of total focus. So someone wants to penetrate your serenity, your
space, your
space. I remember that fight I remember very well. Then there is another fight that I had still in P6. Then in P7 there was another one. Then in senior 1, I fought with the monitor.
Fighting, you're fighting.
He later on even became my in-law.
I may have never fought with anyone.
I was a fighter by actually, the clique that I was part of
was a fighting
was now
clique.
the fighting one.
Okay.
So they used to tell me, Tugenda kukakuba.
Okay, that was the
friend. She was a clan mate. I remember that girl, Nasuga Afua, where did you go? Hope she will find me maybe on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I remember in senior 1, the monitor of the classroom, hope people, my classmates don't remember, I hope you don't highlight, but this boy wanted to have his way with me. And I jammed because I wasn't interested. I apparently was not interested. So, you know what he did? This guy started writing me, putting me on the list of noisemakers.
Hey, okay.
And for us, our time, you make noise and you had to be punished and all that. So this guy used to put me number 1 on every single list that he used to give to the class teacher. So I used to get punished because I had refused. Now, there was a time we were like, no, we have to do something. So he comes and we are fighting. But I think it is a choice. I want to say that virginity is a choice and it is a beautiful choice.
Now, the more I refuse, I took my grants. You know, these are the people that you don't. Girls will peep when they are passing. They will open the. These boys know that they are being, vibe. They are being loved. They are being wanted. Now they get so surprised when you don't pay attention to them. I could mind my business. After all, how could they even see me? Now, that's how I grew up.
You were not. You didn't think you could make chaos. You could cause chaos.
I couldn't. Now they could insist. They could. Now the girls. You understand? So in that thing, yeah, you're right about. This is a choice.
It is a choice, and it is a choice that can be taken once and twice. You can take it once again, even when you've lost your virginity in the other way or any other way. You can choose to take that mindset of not being touched by anybody anyhow, and then later on, when you choose to give yourself willingly and wholeheartedly, like the whole of yourself, you do it nicely, formally, and in a halal way. It is going to be a good thing for you. Virginity will be rewarded by heaven. Virginity is going to help you settle in marriage, because the fact that you do not have lots and lots of comparisons to make, lots and lots of wounds and scars, it will help you to keep in your original state. It is going to help you settle, because this is your king. He is the master. He is the first and probably the last. And he's the only thing you know. No matter how many you have met, choose to close that chapter. So this person you have chosen to willingly give yourself to, and let them be the first, let them be the president, let them be the pioneers. Stop the comparisons and all that. Don't compare. He's the best among the best, so that you actually spell it out to them. Tell them, tell your husband that, you know what, you beat them. You know what, I choose you above all of them. You know what, you just make him feel that, because at the end of the day, you need to have that one person that you have chosen to choose for your life. Otherwise, if you have so many in your comparisons, trust me, you'll never settle. You are going to even fail to value. Of course, you're going to fail to appreciate and love the person that you have closely here, and this person will then forever forever
eventually fall out.
They'll fall out. They'll feel unloved. They'll feel.
Of course you feel it as a human, because with someone that you appreciate, with someone that you value, actions speak louder than words. Sometimes you might choose the words, but you don't even mean them, and he will see that.
Do you know the worst scenario is when you are deeply in a certain action and then you spell out another name. That can never happen to me. That can never happen to a person who is a virgin, who has chosen the mindset of the virgin, because there is only one name.
Because they chose to.
In the head. You get it?
I
But
get it.
someone is, somewhere deep in the forest,
And they are thinking of someone else. You are with the lion, and then you are thinking of a leopard.
You're saying a dog, and then they'll kill you. So even when it continues, it can never be the same. Actually, it is suicide. It is suicide. So we want to wind up. I want to give my parting shots by telling the ladies out there that it is important to be pure. You have to take in that mindset, that thinking that you are not a public commodity. You're not someone to be touched by every stupid thing. You're not someone
that chooses to.
So you choose to give yourself to that person who has chosen to be your husband. To the girls, to the little ones out there, keep it. We shall eat things.
Better things are coming on.
It doesn't. The beautiful thing, it doesn't weigh a ton. It does not itch. Okay. If it is shameful, choose not to say anything about it, but choose to keep it.
Now, me to the young girls out there, just know that as a woman as you are, she said it. She was vibed ever since she was in P1. That is the nature. That is us. So it's up to you to know who you are, know your value, know how worthy you are. I usually tell my beloved girls that you are princesses if you're girls in Islam, and if you are women like us, we are queens. Where is your crown? You can never be that queen if you don't claim your crown. And we were not just crowned by anyone, but rather the Most High. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So my beloved ones, wherever you are, please keep that virginity. It's your dignity, it's your value,
and keep it for yourself, not for anybody else. For yourself.
Why don't we just end this today?
Oh, it's been fun.
I'm telling you,
lovely.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm glad to be
we
here.
Still have lots to talk about on the loop.
Yes.
May Allah accept and put us in action. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We love you all for the sake of Allah. Thanks for the love. Please keep spreading the word. Keep sharing our message. May Allah put barak ya Rabbi. Amen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.